Hey guys, what's up? Keysby here. So today we are going to be looking at a meta matchup of Adventure Prank Kids versus Dragonlink. As with all our matchup videos, I'm going to talk about why I make the decisions I make during the game, anything that I think is relevant or cool or learnable from, and if I make any mistakes, I will point them out so that you guys don't make the same ones. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. So looking at our first hand, we have Prank Kid's Place, Prank Kid's Pranks, a Prank Kid, Rites of Armistier, and Water Enchantress. This would be a really great hand if we were going first. But, you know, we've got Adventure access, we've got multiple Prank Kids access, we've hard drawn the pranks, so it opens up our Doodle-Doo search to Pandemonium, and yeah, pretty good hand if we were going first. Unfortunately, we were going second into a hand of Effect Veiler, Gamma, Nibiru, Ghost Ogre, and a Quick Launch. So we can see our opponents on Dragonlink, like I said, and they've got basically everything they need to counter us and Quick Launch. So they're actually going to just pass the turn to us. So again, keep in mind we're going into this entirely blind. I don't know at the time I'm playing against Dragonlink, so I'm kind of going to make my plays in order to feel out what they've got going on. So I'm going to fire up the Terraforming, hoping to eat an early Ash Blossom if possible. I'm not overly concerned about Droll. It would cut us off of the Adventure stuff and a small amount of Prank Kid stuff, but nothing too tragic, and I'd rather see it early rather than later. And to be honest, I'm not really concerned about main deck Drolls. So now we're gonna fire off the Water Enchantress. We could have saved her to be a body later on, but again, I'm just trying to bait out any sort of interaction because I have no idea what we're playing against. So firing off the rights, get our token, get Fateful Adventure, get our normal summon. So I do want to point out this was a misclick. You don't want to use Fateful Adventure here. You're meant to use it when you summon the Meow Meow Mew so that you can block out the Prank Kid effect from Ash. So accidentally click there, and that's going to eat a Ghost Ogre. So we are going to quote unquote recover from that misclick and play around if they were hard holding the Ash for anything, and just skip into the Doodle-Doo so we can use Doodle-Doo to chain block our Prank Kid. That's going to eat an Effect Veiler, unfortunately. So we're going to continue our combo. And again, at this point, probably safe from Ash, so let's just make the Meow Meow Mew. I'm going to point out a misplay on my part here. I should have, once priority passed back to me, immediately tributed off the Doodle-Doo to recover some stuff from Graveyard. I didn't really respect Nibiru in this case, kind of seeing that our opponent did nothing. I should have realized they probably had all interaction in their hand, and even though they had burned through 2 hand traps already, I probably should have at least played a little bit around Nibiru and gotten that off the field as soon as possible. It does end up working in our favor, as you'll see down the line, but, you know, just something to consider, learn from my mistakes. So we're gonna shuffle back the Meow Meow Mew, hoping to draw another Prank Kid so that we can start our combo again if we survive. So I'm gonna mention here, this isn't so much a Prank Kid specific gameplay thing, this is just anyone, if you want to get better at the gameplay thing. This really shows the importance of tracking your opponent's hand this turn, because that's the only reason we make it out of this. So currently 2 unknowns in hand, Striker Dragon. So currently Boot Sector Launch and 2 unknowns in hand now. They're gonna fire up the Quick Launch, get another Rocket Tracer. They're gonna make Romulus. They're gonna fire it off. So now we know Dragonlink, Boot Sector Launch, 1 unknown in hand. They're gonna fire up the Dragon Ravine, use the effect, and at this point, we are going to Ghost Ogre. The reason we're using Ghost Ogre here is because we know the Boot Sector Launch in their hand is dead. They'll never have less monsters on field than us, even if they link into a Link 1. And again, since Boot Sector Launch is the only card in hand, we know they don't have any rockets. So just again, a really good case for make sure you always pay attention to what your opponent's adding to hand so you can play accordingly. And at this point, they don't have any follow-up, so they're going to go into game 2. Had they not, we had entirely full combo at that point and could have most likely OTK'd from there. So game 2, they are going to be going first again. We have drawn Imperm, Veiler, which is some good interaction, but unfortunately our Brick in Dracoback, Wandering Griffin Rider, which is at least a body, and Pranks, which is useless with no prank kids. Our opponent's drawn a really good starter in Seyfert. They've got Apsarata Dragon, they've got Nibiru, Ghost Ogre, and Effect Veiler, so they got a lot going on as well. They're going to open with the Seyfert, we're going to just hit it with an Imperm and hope for the best. Unfortunately, they can send the Apsarata for cost and continue playing on. Again, we're just kind of trying to keep them off being able to unlock more of their hand with Boot Sector Launch, since they've committed their normal summon. And, you know, if they have Quick Launch, they have Quick Launch. But they did not in this case. So we're going to draw Ash Blossom, and we have to play Peter Griffin Beatdown, unfortunately, at this point. So we're going to hold everything else in hand. And we're just kind of going to let them go off a little bit. Unfortunately, they chain blocked for Romulus. So at this point, based on how they're playing, kind of felt like the good move to go Dragon Ravine, because it kind of seems like they don't have a ton going on, because their other turns ended pretty early into some light interaction. So firing off the Ash here just in hopes of keeping them from getting anything further. And what do you know? It works. So now we've drawn into Dropsies. So learning our mistake from last game, we know since our opponent's really not doing much, most of their hand must be interaction, and we are going to be respectful of Nibiru this time and stop right here on our fourth summon. So we're going to grab the Pandemonium, just dump a Prank Kid. We're setting up for Thunder Dragon Fusion Anaconda plays. We're going to try to recover those two, which we will. We're going to fire off Prank, set Pandemonium. So basically our goal here is to make a Weather Washer and then use that to set up for more plays on our next turn. Again, we know our opponent doesn't have much going on based on how they're playing. We've played under the Nibiru, and we're going to hope for the best off of Pranks. We are going to send back Meow Meow Meow, or attempt to, because we're going to get hit with Ghost Ogre, unfortunately. And our opponent rips Cosmic Cyclone off the top, fires it off in draw phase. We cannot respond with Pandemonium since it's main phase only, and we are not in a good place from here. We have no interaction, so we're just kind of going to watch them do their turn. Levianeer is going to spin back the most useless card in our hand, but doesn't really matter. So they're going to end on a Heretic Seal, which I don't know Dragon Link well enough to say whether they could have done more or not, but unfortunately we don't really have any way to play around it. So we're just going to try to bait that out there without committing to the field yet. We're going to put Griffin Rider back on the field, and then we're going to set one Prank Kid and hope that Effect Veiler is going to be enough to get us through the next turn, thinking that if either of these survive, we can normal summon out the Lampsies, make a Verity Anaconda, and then go into Battle Butler from there. They're going to draw a Chaos Space, they're going to pitch it for Dragon Ravine, Apsarata Dragon, and it's just not looking good for us from here. We're going to hit the Striker Dragon and hope for the best. That may not have been the best move there also, but I kind of saw the writing on the wall at this point and wasn't really thinking too hard about it. So they're just going to continue doing what Dragon Link do. Yep. Probably could have saved the Effect Veiler for one of these two, in all honesty, but Boot Sector Launch would have been remarkably on line with me having two monsters, them just having a Striker Dragon, and I don't remember if I knew the hand contents or not. I definitely didn't know the Chaos Space draw. They're going to clear my board, make an IP Masquerena, and bring back Chaotic Dragon, and at this point, I'm playing into a Negate and a Unicorn Spin. There's nothing really I could have drawn off the top that would have done it. So let's go to Game 3. Alright, so we are going first this time. We have Terraforming, Place, Prank Kid, Lancia for our opponent's turn, and Monster Reborn. Our opponent's drawn Levianeer, Nocta Vision, Gamma, Boot Sector Launch Hard Drawn, and Apsarada Dragon. So we're gonna fire off Blaze, grab that. Arguably, probably could have fired off the Terraforming since we haven't seen Droll either game. But you know, why play into it when we don't have to? And I think our opponent knows enough not to Ash to the Terraforming. So they're going to Gamma our Dropsies, which would be the end of our turn, but we've got Monster Reborn. And this is why it's really important to know the old school Prank Kids combos, because we're gonna have to go through the Rocket Ride line to get here. So Rocket Ride, we'll use Place the Chain Block, just get practice to do. Bring back those two. And again, we should be more concerned about Nibiru here, but given the Gamma that early, kind of thinking that they just wanted to shut off the plays before we got any further, instead of Gamma-ing the Doodle-Doo. So kind of figuring there was no Nibiru to worry about. Banish that Terraforming. Grab those two back. And we have Battle Butler access, Effect Veiler, and Lancia, and whatever we're going to draw off pranks. Another Veiler, good stuff. So they're going to open with Quick Launch. So usually I don't like firing this off this early in a chain just in case there is like a Cosmic Cyclone, which we had seen. But I'm not overly concerned about Cosmic Cyclone because we have the Lancia, so I'm just trying to get this done outside the main phase just in case there is a triple tag or something like that, or a droplet. So we're going to go into Hulk. That's going to eat our Effect Veiler. Feels like a good enough target. Oh, just to mention, we did, during our turn, we shuffled back the Meow because we have Lancia. And I just don't want to be in a position where I have to fire off an early Mew so that I can resolve Lancia, or if I have to fire off Lancia, I just have a dead Mew in graveyard. So just putting it back to recycle. We had Prank Kids access in hand, so it was good to have it for follow-up if we needed. I'm going to normal summon that, go into Pisty, get their search, and at this point, since they've searched something that they have to banish to summon, we are going to fire off our Lancia, and that's actually going to shut off 2 cards in hand. They know we have Battle Butler access, and they will concede. So that has been Adventure Prank Kids versus Dragon Link. Hopefully you guys learned something, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.